Hey guys, LevelCap here, and today in gaming, Cyberpunk 2077's developers suffered a major hack. EA are deciding Anthem's fate, Steam officially launched in China, and much more. Cyberpunk 2077's developers CD Projekt Red have suffered a major hack. The source code from Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk was stolen, along with documentation from the company's HR, accounting, legal, and other departments. The hacker encrypted CD Projekt Red's drives, effectively shutting them out of live access to their data and forcing them to restore everything from backups. The data is being held for ransom. Should CD Projekt Red fail to pay up, the hacker will release all of the stolen data online. They claim doing so would further expose the company's bad business practices, further damaging their public image and hurting their bottom line. In response, CD Projekt Red issued a statement saying they're not giving in to the hackers' demands. They're working with authorities and IT forensic specialists to investigate the attack. They also assured everyone that player data, including personal info, wasn't breached. That's good news for players and GOG.com users worried about their banking info, email, or physical address being leaked online. Recently, Capcom suffered a similar hack that has proved to be devastating for the company. Not only was their entire production schedule for the next 3 years leaked, source code for the several games leaked, employee data, and potentially hundreds of thousands of customer files were also leaked. Of course, Capcom also said customer files were safe when the hack was first reported, only for the hack's true scale to be way worse. Hopefully this isn't the case with CD Projekt Red. The other question is, what kind of setback is this for the progress of Cyberpunk's post-launch support? It seems unlikely that CD Projekt Red's backup would be too out of date, but even so, the downtime caused by having to restore their data could add days or weeks to the development process. While the hacker claims to be doing this to expose CD Projekt Red's evil ways or whatever, all they've actually done is force their employees to work even more while also potentially compromising all of their customers' privacy. Anthem is reportedly on the chopping block, according to Bloomberg. A new report detailing the situation with BioWare's failed Destiny clone is saying the game's future is being decided on by EA executives this week. Shortly after launch, BioWare acknowledged the game's many shortcomings. Since then, they've teased an Anthem 2.0 update that would fundamentally overhaul the entire game. Development of the overhaul was given to a small team at BioWare. If this Bloomberg report is accurate, it sounds like they've gotten to a review stage with EA and are presenting the work they've done to get approval for extending the team and finishing the overhaul. According to Bloomberg sources, 30 people are working on the overhaul, but they'd actually need triple that to finish it. Really, the crux of the issue is whether or not a massive overhaul will even do any good. Anthem crashed and burned at launch. It's been over a year since that happened. The game's reputation is permanently damaged, and despite how good the overhaul might be, it may just not be enough to change former player minds and attract a new audience that has only ever heard about Anthem via the bad press surrounding it. EA went through a similar ordeal with Battlefield 5. Whatever you think of Battlefield 5 today, its entire lifespan was one steeped in controversy and bad PR. That hung over Battlefield like a dark cloud and even cast doubt on the future of the franchise. Anthem 2.0 might be incredible, but even that might not be good enough to save it. Steam has officially launched in China. Unfortunately for Chinese customers, it comes with some severe limitations. Its current library amounts to 41 titles in total. That is a far cry from the 48,000 titles Steam offers pretty much everywhere else. Every game on Steam China needs to be approved for sale by the Chinese government. They have stringent and broad laws that outright ban tons of games. More games will get approved over time, but don't expect it to be on par with the regular international version of Steam anytime soon, if, well, ever. In an update to yesterday's top story, Raven Software have removed Armored Royale from Warzone because of the invisibility glitch players discovered over the weekend. This particular glitch was isolated to Armored Royale, and Raven are working on a fix for it. As for Warzone or other issues, there's still no word yet from Raven about their progress. Grand Theft Auto 5 hit 140 million units sold. In 2020 alone, it sold 20 million copies. Considering it launched in 2013, that's genuinely an insane accomplishment. 2020 was the game's best year since launch, and it earned more in December than any previous month. At this point, it makes you wonder if Rockstar will ever make a sequel to GTA 5, or why bother when it shows no signs of slowing down. Indie survival game Valheim came out of nowhere this week on Steam Early Access and is currently in the top 10 games played. It's a 1 to 10 player multiplayer game set on procedural maps where you fight, collect resources, and build out bases. It's similar to games like Rust and Ark, but more basic and randomized. On top of its overnight success, it's also highly praised in reviews. It's sitting at overwhelmingly positive on Steam with 10,000 plus user reviews. PGA Tour 2K21 might be the future of 2K sports titles. It's sold 2 million copies since launch, making it a surprise hit for the developers. They expected it to be a mildly popular one-off release, but are now considering making a full-blown franchise. Golf games have exploded in popularity recently, thanks in part to indie hit Golf with Your Friends. It seems like the market for more casual and social games really took off in 2021. A modder has released a patch for the PlayStation 4 exclusive Bloodborne that unlocks the game's framerate and resolution. The patch does, however, require a hacked PlayStation 4 that can run unsigned code. Bloodborne is notoriously handicapped by hard limits placed on its framerate and resolution. This modder has proved in the past that Bloodborne can run at 60 FPS on both the base PlayStation 4 and PS4 Pro. And while obviously it maintains 60 FPS much better on the PS4 Pro, the fact that it's even locked to 30 FPS at all is really confusing. It seems like the game's developers prioritized resolution over framerate, as using the mod to hit 60 FPS requires the game to run at 720p on base hardware. Hopefully the developers are working on an enhanced version of the game for PlayStation 5 that removes its current limitations. EA have acquired mobile developer Glue for $2.1 billion. Glue is the studio behind such hits as Kim Kardashian Hollywood, Diner Dash, and Disney Sorcerer's Arena. And while I know that might not sound super impressive right off the bat, Glue and EA's current holdings account for billions of dollars in its annual revenue. The deal would double EA's current mobile development staff. Before we get to our final story today, just a heads up that we also post top headline news as quick 60-second videos on LevelCap Shorts channel, as well as Twitter and TikTok. If you want the latest breaking news or don't have time for a full video every day, be sure to check that content out. The Rainbow Six Siege competitive community is taking it upon themselves to host a tournament following the cancellation of the official 2021 Invitational. The Meme-vitational kicks off on February 20th and hosts 10 teams. Big names in the Siege esports scene are attached to host, analyze, and compete in the community event. It's pretty crazy to think that the game's community has come together to host their own event just in a matter of weeks. It will obviously be an online-only event due to the pandemic and lacks the funds for travel expenses. But even so, it actually sounds like it's going to be a great time. And that wraps it up for today in gaming. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.